this was so easy to think about what I wanted to say about Rosemary today. And first of all, I mean, more than anything, Rosemary's positivity, right? She is the sunshine in our days, always the true optimist. But I wanted to say a little something about something that happened last week. So Mr. Ainsley and I were working on a project together, and we needed to look at our portrait of a graduate. And has anybody seen this? I know adults have seen it, but students, do you know, does this look familiar to you at all? Okay, so really what the portrait of a graduate is it's our promise to graduates that they will acquire the core competencies essential to succeed in our rapidly evolving world. And so what does that mean? We have 5 different aspects of a portrait of a graduate with little descriptors underneath each one. And as Mr. Ainsley and I were going through some of these descriptors, I couldn't help but think of Rosemary for many of these. And so let me just read a few of them, not all of them, but a couple of them that just rings so true to who Rosemary is. Bring people together to collaborate in solving multifaceted problems. That's definitely Rosemary, if you've ever had her in class. Are thoughtful, kind, and inspire positive change, right? Always the true optimist and full of positivity. Have had the opportunity to cultivate essential leadership skills. Right? She's a counselor. Embrace inclusivity and respect and diverse perspectives. Are engaged citizens who contribute to improving their communities where they live, work, and play. I don't know if a lot of you know, but Rosemary led the way on creating a mural, a beautiful mural on a wall for healthcare workers during COVID. I don't know if any of you have seen it, but it is quite beautiful. And along with leading the way in creating the Best Buddies program, and so she's very community-focused and community-minded. And I could go on and on. There's so many descriptors here. But in essence, what I want to say is that she's fulfilled so many of these descriptors of what a VES, what a graduate looks like, and she hasn't even graduated yet. And so I just want to say that while she hasn't graduated, we are so lucky to have her for these next few months because more Rosemary in our lives means a better life for us. So anyway, we are so excited.
Thank you, Mrs. Anderson, for the kind words and the constant support over the years. You are truly the best advisor and role model. Hi, guys. How are we feeling? How was the first week? Good. Okay, good. Well, today I get the pleasure of speaking to our community as the first counselor to give counselor talk. For those of you that don't know me, hi, I'm Rosemary, a 3-year senior counselor on McCormick. I'm from Dallas, Texas, and while my parents and 2 other brothers couldn't make it, I have my brother Henry in the front row to fill the gap. Since my first year at VES, I've kept up quite the list of ideas in the event that I would give a counselor talk. Ranging from sophomore Rosemary learning the ins and outs of boarding school to adversities I have overcome, the list has accumulated over the past 2 years, to say the least. Hey, maybe you could talk about that one time you moved across the country. Or how Deacon basketball wasn't really your thing. I think I can speak on behalf of the community when I say that we all have events or conflicts that shape us into who we are today. But I would rather skip the cliche counselor talk epiphany and offer a few pieces of advice through my VES memories on how to live within the fullest in the community. It's my sophomore year, and all of my friends decided to play basketball. So of course, I was in. 2 practices later, I think Ms. Alford can totally vouch for me, I realized this whole basketball thing wasn't really my program. After the 3rd practice, I took a step back and questioned myself. Are you doing this just to do what your friends do? Or Rosemary, how can you step outside of your comfort zone and live to your full potential? The options for winter activities were slim, so I did what any conventional person would do. Let's try auditioning for Oklahoma. Walking into the theater on my first day, I knew absolutely no one, except my public speaking teacher, Mr. Aldridge, who instructed me to dance upon my arrival with the 14 strangers on the King stage. Frightened at first, my nerves slowly settled as Ryan Crawford introduced himself to me. Spending the next 3 months with people from all grade levels and all different interests really opened up my eyes to different features of our variety of a community. We live on this campus with over 200 students, so I encourage everyone to get to know each other. And not in the icebreaker format we all did on the first day of school, I encourage you to build relationships with people outside of your circle, just as Ryan did. Although it can be uncomforting, living in the discomfort will help you grow as a student and as a member of the community. For example, maybe counting paper airplanes in Mr. Knavel's class as a graded assignment is uncomfortable, and maybe that seated lunch table was a little too quiet. But it's important to remember that being in some sort of discomfort is critical to living to your full potential. So maybe that means you'll sign up for a Fine Arts Friday. Or let's start small and you can make that one community announcement. However you want to take action in the uncomfortable is up to you, but I urge everyone to at least try to step out of their norms before walking out of the old 160. Stepping out of your comfort zone also applies to the events on campus. Whether that's going head-to-toe bishop dress or using cowbells at a home football game, I hope you'll at least put your self-judgment aside and have fun. Even those quirky little weekend activities. Go watch Calculus the Musical with Mr. Cruz, or go make grilled chocolate sandwiches in Pendleton basement. Buy into the fun, because if we all took it too seriously, we wouldn't have the moments that we just cannot even make up. In a community this big, there's a place for everyone. And even if it takes you a little bit longer to find, just know that you are wanted and we are all in this together. I know that there are so many counselor talks, and the reality is you probably won't remember this in a few years, but I'm going to ask you of one thing. I want you to walk out of this chapel and remember that you are wanted somewhere by someone within this community. Even if it means stepping out of your comfort zone, I promise you, you will find your purpose and potential. I wanted to end this talk with personal advice through each grade, so let's start. Dear freshmen, welcome to VES, the land of coat and ties and garnet. This place is super special, and I hope you all grow to love it just as much as the returning students do. Don't be afraid to put yourself out there and stand for what you believe in. I promise high school is nothing like the movies. There's no big bad bully, and no one demands your lunch money. We are all here as resources to help you on your academic and social journey. Learn from the good ones, and give yourself grace in adjusting to this new reality. I think I'm speaking on behalf of the school when I say we cannot wait to watch y'all grow up. Dear sophomores, big kids on campus now, right? Y'all have completed the first year of high school and know the ropes. I promise you the best is yet to come, and you'll have so much left to learn. Set good examples for the freshmen. They look up to y'all more than y'all know. Never skip a seat at lunch. You'll come across some of the most interesting conversations. Accept the new kids in your grade with grace, just as my class did when I came my sophomore year. Stay curious and keep bonding with your grade. And the girls from the Wyatt dorm last year, I have absolutely loved watching y'all grow up. Dear juniors, how are we feeling? Junior year has quite the reputation, but don't let the rumors deter you. Buckle down and complete your work, but leave time to spend moments with the community. The other day, Mr. Barrios coined the term efficiency monster. Efficiency monsters usually think, what's the bare minimum I can do to get an A in this class? I encourage you to learn content through a desire to learn and depart from the efficiency monster mindset. Everyone in this chapel is in your corner if you ever need to talk, especially to those of you enrolled in A-Push. Dear seniors, thank you all for accepting me 2 years ago. While freshman me never imagined my high school career would be ending in Virginia, I wouldn't have had it any other way. Across from us and to our left is the future of VES after we depart. What do we want the culture of this community to be after we leave? Set a good example for the rest of the students so VES remains a special place to love, learn, and grow towards full stature. From catching bees in plastic cups under dining hall tents to burning Post-it notes in AP World, we've grown up quite a bit. While the future beyond VES is unwritten, I know we will use these next 9 months to set our own legacies. I admire each and every one of y'all, and I couldn't have asked for a better group of women and men to grow up with, learn from, and laugh with. And of course, it wouldn't be a counselor talk without a few shout-outs. To Mrs. Anderson, thank you for the constant support over the past 2 years. You are seriously my go-to on campus if I need a smile, hug, or even just a conversation. To Mr. Barrios, thank you for teaching me to be unapologetically intentional and to lead through my morals. Lightning bolts are always there when it's cloudy. To my parents, thank you for instilling in me life lessons I will take with me always. Y'all are my lifelines and role models. As my dad always says, if you want to be a ditch digger, you better be the best ditch digger there ever was. I promise you I won't be a ditch digger, and I also promise you that in everything I do, I will do it through love and lead through my morals. I hope I can grow up to be half as cool as y'all someday, and I miss y'all more than ever. To Henry, I'm so lucky I got to experience high school with you across the country. Thank you for always keeping me in line, being a shoulder to cry on, and someone I can be vulnerable to. Sometimes I wish I was more like you, but I think us being opposites makes for the best friendship. Set a good example for William and Hugh, and after I leave, you'll be the one carrying out the LeBlanc legacy. I have no doubt you'll continue it in a positive light. Seniors, there's 265 days till graduation, and I cannot wait for every moment in between.